Alright, gentlemen, got something new in the mail via UPS before the strike hit. Terry Fox, my good friend and companion, has sent me, bear with me here, has sent me, oh there we go, it's like what's sticking. Once again, has sent me the 357 Western Rattler. Yes, that is right, sir. Fox Air Power is carrying the Western Rattler. Serial number 0000449. It is tough getting old, gentlemen. 250 working bar pressure. We got this nice tuxing CC volume tank on the front. And that's already got my brain working. Now, I've done a Western Rattler video already once for a client. Now, I get to actually do it for my friend and vendor. Anything air gun related question-wise, contact Terry directly. I'm just your bullet guy. That's all I am, Mr. Bullets. But we are going to fill this up and run it through its numbers. And as always with these setups, read your manual, okay? Manual, 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 manual. Because this does give you information. This is a semi-auto. It is based on air pressure being diverted and split off back and forth to rotate, to push the bullet, to recock. It's all air. There's not a spring and a probe pushing the bullet through. It's air. So everything, there's a timing issue with your PSI, how many, you've got a gauge here in the front, a gauge here in the back. You've got an adjustment knob here that will regulate how much air you're putting behind each bullet, which then, of course, the more air behind the bullet, the less shots in total you'll have, because you're going for shot count or power. If you're going for straight power, of course, you'll have less shots. If you're going for just straight shot count, you'll have little power, but a lot more shots. So you can tune it based on the weight of your slug and what you want done. Now, I know there's some other tuning knobs and adjustments here, but the manual says clearly, don't fudge with those unless you've talked to an authorized person there at the company, because it has to do with the tweaking of how much air is being used to cycle the cylinder. Okay, not how much air is behind the bullet, but how much air is being used to make all the internals work properly. And if you don't have, if it's too light or if it's too heavy, then you'll have a timing issue where, the magazine is rotated, but it's not solid where the barrel is, and you start getting jams, and you don't want that. So that's something, again, I know there's several people doing videos with a bit more details on that, and I do suggest you doing your homework and research before you start playing with the frontal tuning, knob and adjustment wheel here. So for what we're going to do, I will be focusing on this power dial here at the bottom underneath where the magazine is, and that's the one you rotate. I believe it's you go down to increase or to use more air per shot, and up to decrease. So that's what we're going to look at to start with. All right, gentlemen, so we're going to gas this baby up, and we're going to start doing our initial shooting and getting some numbers for you guys. And the 3 bullets that I have exclusively for this, well, they work in other rifles, but I designed them when I was thinking of this after I shot it the first time, is we've got the 119, the 150, not to be confused with 350, the 150, and the 173. All of these are my micro groove boat tail design hollow points, and they'll fit nice. Terry's already done videos on these. They fit nice in the mag. They are accurate tack drivers. So that's what we're going to play with, gentlemen. So let's get another boring video put together. Hoo-yah! All right, gentlemen. So here we are, filling up to 250 bar, or about 36.5 PSI. Then we wander over here. All right, here is the back side of the magazine release switch. Here is our gauge that indicates how much bar we're using to cycle these bullets. Here is our safety and semi. And then, of course, this is our adjustment knob for how much air we're putting behind each bullet. So, to fill this baby up, so normally it's in the semi mode to shoot. I'm going to make sure this is down in the safe. Okay, then release that, or lift that up so it is released. And then we'll swing around to this side. I keep from knocking stuff on the floor. And your cover goes up. And then you can rotate this down. Of course, I'll have to do this on the tripod. You see how it goes down? So we will load a bullet in here, here, and here. Then rotate it down. Then fill it up. Keep going until you've got 15. And then when that's done, close this. Come back around to the other side. As you knock bullets all over the floor like I just did. And then lock that back down. Now she's ready. Then when you get ready to shoot, you're going to push this up into the semi mode. The women love that. You're always walking around with a semi here. And then you've got your safety here to go in the fire mode. Now it's ready to rock and roll. But when you're not, put that back on safe. And then come over here and put this back on safe. So this, and the one over here, those are your 3 safeties. It won't fire if you don't have them in the right position. This is beautiful. A lot of engineering thought process went into this beast. So that is the safety part. Okay, so grab one bullet, stick it in. There you go. And then just keep going down. Eventually, you're going to come back around. They're a little tight, but that's what you want. As you can see, I'm pushing them in with my finger. They're going in just a little past flush. Now you hear that noise upstairs. That's Mrs. Hollow Point milling around. Hopefully this won't make too much noise. It does come with the suppressor on it from the factory, which is nice. I really dig any air rifle that comes suppressed right from the factory. I just think that's quality, you know, looking after their clientele. So, all the cavities are filled. Drop this back down. Going to drop down the safety lock on the other side. You see it's not turning. And as you notice, there's no charge handle. Okay, that's why it's got this side lever here. If it's up, it's not going to fire. So you drop it down. The side levers for the lock in the magazine, for the rotation and whatnot. And then you've got your safety into the fire position. And that's it. There's no charge handle. The dial on the back shows us at about 150, 155 bar. In the manual, it talks here on page 1112 about the regulator adjustment, which is the adjustment knob is here, and it says let's see, rotating the regulator clockwise, rifle facing downrange, will increase the power, where counterclockwise would be reducing. And it says the average is 140 to 190 bar. Don't go below or above. It also says don't touch it unless you're instructed to by an authorized individual. So that's what we're going to play with. And I think like any air rifle, the more guys are playing with it, the more details come out, you know, and especially as the air gun gets worked in and everything starts moving a bit more and the pieces get kind of polished by internally rubbing continuously. Things work smoother, and then you might have to tweak it 1 or 2 clicks. So that's what we're starting with so far. Okay, so she's aired up, she's loaded up with the 119s, and we're going to get running some numbers here. So what I've been doing is I've been rotating the power dial, this knob that's underneath. I've been doing 5 clicks. So I started with it all the way up, and now I'm bringing it down. So I've slowly been increasing, you know, our feet per second. Again, I am shooting 119 grain. So, you know, at flat, we were around 430 feet a second. At 5 clicks, give or take about 460, 470. 10 clicks, 498, 500. 15 brought us into the 6s. 20s clicks brought us into the 700s. 25 clicks into the 800s, and 30 clicks we're hitting 1,000, you know. But the more power, the more of a power curve you're going to have. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm tuning this based on what I want to do with it, and I'm looking for max power. I could reduce it, lose my top end speed, but get my spread closer together. So it's up to you on what you're doing. You guys that are shooting 80, 90 grains, you can easily get a whole bunch into 800s. That's part of the testing and what I do. Okay. Safe. Fire, fire, locked and down. I know this part is boring, but this is what we do, so you don't have to. But I tell you what, it is a lot quicker than doing the old single shot bolt action. Okay, that was 15 shots, gentlemen. Went from 70. So about 3,600, give or take 36 and some change, to 2,600. So we've used 1,000 PSI for 15 shots that are all 989 and above. I think that's pretty sweet. That's very sweet. And I'm at 150. $155 or 160 bar on the I don't know what this gauge back here is called. I mean, other than a gauge, adjustment power setting for the stroke. I'm not exactly sure, because the gauge up front tells you what's in your big source bottle. The gauge in the back is the one that dictates how much is being pushed to cycle and operate the rifle, and then your knob here is indicating how much air you're putting behind each bullet to give it more punch. And of course, more punch, use more air. So that's 15 shots. I am pleasantly impressed. Okay. That was 119 grain. Whoa. Of course, I'm not jumping up and down and screaming and running around, because there's enough guys that do that. I used to do that. I'm older now. I'm almost 60, so I don't need to do that. You younger guys can do that. So, let's set this back up and go with some heavier slugs. I think I'm going to leave this as it sets. All right, guys. So I think what I'm going to do here is, we finished the 119s, and I'm going to stop the video for part 1. We'll put in the chart with the speed and numbers, and then we'll pick up on part 2 with the 150 and the 173s. Otherwise, it's going to be 45 minutes of me talking and sharing numbers, and most of you guys will just fall asleep or switch over to watch some type of, you know, something else. So anyways, so we'll close it out here, all right, and then stay tuned for part 2, which will be the balance. All right, thanks, guys. Take care.